All right. Ooh, I got great news. Not only is this a 4-on-4, we got 8. I opened a Mox Sapphire. Oh, it's been a while. All right. Well, this is a 4-on-4, and I opened a pretty good pack. Besides the Mox, which I'm going to be taking, there's a Fable, an Arid Mesa, a Thoughtseize, and a Teferi. Pre-War Formula, I think, is also pretty legit. Where's Sandy? Oh, Sandy's passing to me. He'll probably still get this, I'm sure. I'm going to take the Mox Sapphire. Sven is going to take either Thoughtseize or Fable, almost assuredly. Really hard to not take one of those two cards. And then Isaac's going to take the other one, most likely again. And then Arid Mesa, Teferi, Formalware. Yeah, maybe I'll get an Upheaval or Basalt Monolith back. That's actually pretty good. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I assume Lucha's going to go. Yeah, I think one of Basalt Monolith or Upheaval are very likely to come back. I'm going to start with the Mox and see where this takes me. So Sandy's passing to me, which makes me less inclined to want to take Reprieve than normal. I would definitely consider Reprieve here, but I just don't think it's a good idea to go into white when Sandy plays white 80%, 70% of the time, something like that. White red even. So what else is there? There's a lot weaker pack than mine. There's a Steam Vents. They came from the pipes. I guess Leovold, Thopter Foundry. I think I would just take Steam Vents here. It's a good land. There's a pretty decent chance I'll want to be in red. I mean, I like Legion Extruder. I like Thopter. I like they came from the pipes. I just think, and Barrowgoyf's also quite good. I just think it's better just to take a land here, especially since I took Blue Mox first. I'll want to play that if I can. Oh, wow. This pack's got Pest Infestation, Relic of Sorin, Candelabra. It's been so long since I've gotten to put that in my deck. Shelldock Isle, Unholy Annex, Ritual Chamber. So the best card in this pack, I think, is Pest Infestation. I might just still take Relic of Sauron. I like Relic of Sauron a lot, and I have a good start to it. And I think Basalt Monolith or Upheaval Wheeling, most likely, means that seems like a decent place to go into. I don't like that I'm passing Pest Infestation, but it doesn't go super well with Fable or Thoughtseize. Obviously, it's pretty splashable, but I don't mind if Sven wants to take that. Might take Bone Crusher, Ritual Chamber, something along those lines. And I'm looking to maybe wheel that Candelabra. Ooh, a Mana Leak? Yeah, that's not going to turn that down. Definitely taking Mana Leak, passing a Channel. This Crash Grab, I hate to break BK's heart, but I haven't seen anyone put this in their deck yet. So it's only got a couple more drafts before I might have to shift things around. Also some decent lands, but this looks like a really easy Mana Leak. Oh, there's the Sword. Okay. There's also Lingering Souls, Karn. Karn is good, but I think I might just take Sword of the Meek here. It's early enough that I might get that Thopter back. And if I don't, that's fine too. I don't mind missing out on a Karn, passing some good green, a couple white cards in this pack, and including Plateau. So definite possibility Sandy is not playing Boros, given that there's a Plateau and a Lauren and Intrepid Adversary in the pack. But getting a 4th pick Mana Leak is also pretty good, so I'm not unhappy with how things are going. Can I just get a nice little Mishra's Workshop? Would that be too much to ask for? I do like this start. I could easily pivot into artifacts, I'm kind of looking like artifacts right now. I could easily pivot into like a red-blue tempo deck or a blue control deck. Just a lot of good cards here. Okay, this pack has Manifold Key, Spiked Pit or Spiked Corridor Torture Pit, and Brazen Borrower, as well as 2 Elves. I'm not taking those at this point. Passed a decent amount of green. I might just take the Manifold Key. If Basalt Monolith wheels, I'll be really happy. And there's a couple of the artifacts that are good with. It's also good with Relic of Sauron. Also, I really want to draft artifacts. Let's see if I can make that happen. Yeah, I'll take Nexus of Becoming. I like this card. Also, now that I have Nexus and Relic, if I see a Mishra's Workshop, it's going to be great in this deck. Or I'll put the Sword of the Meek over there as a spec. It's an Overlord and a Jacked Rabbit. Yeah, Sandy's not playing white. Maybe Sandy's playing blue. Who knows? Well, I'm going to take Nexus anyway. Passing up on Galvanic Discharge and Unholy Heat. I don't have a strong reason to want those cards. I mean, they're good. And certainly with the Steam Vents, I wouldn't mind playing red. But I think that Nexus of Becoming is pretty good. It just, when you've got a bunch of artifacts in your deck or decent creatures, like it draws you an extra card and lets you cast something for free every turn. I like that. Oh, now there's a Portal and a Nettle Cyst, but I'm just going to take the Portal. Nettle Cyst sometimes can be good, but Portal is great if you got Tinker. It works really well with Nexus of Becoming. You get a 3/3 Portal, which they can kill easier, but still eats 3 of their creatures. And now, of course, like Tinker's good. There's also a Show and Tell. Oh, so Pre-War Formalware wield and neither of Basalt Monolith or Upheaval did. I don't like that. But I will take Show and Tell because I have this Portal. And that is actually a pretty legit combo. So Thopter Foundry would be the next pack. Sandy's definitely not playing white at this point, I would think. Okay. I'm sad about the Basalt Monolith. I was really hoping to get that back. I think it comes back a decent amount of the time. I guess I just assumed pre-war formalware would get taken, which would have left, I think, Basalt or Upheaval. And then now I think I'll take They Came from the Pipes. It's a good card to accelerate into, and I don't really want any of these green cards, so that one seems fine. No Thopter Foundry. The Sword of the Meek didn't get there once more. Here there's a Talisman and a Jite, but this looks way more like a Talisman deck, and I don't really want the other three cards. I think Talisman is generally not bad. Okay, well, I'm hoping Pack 2 gets me some good artifact rewards, though I like this start. This start I think is quite good. I passed a lot of green cards, so I think I'll just take the land. I think that's a better hate draft than a Keen-Eyed Curator or Cash Grab. Oh, wow. I will take Sowing Mycospawn. If I get an Academy or a Workshop, there's a chance I would want to play it. And passing a Green Suns. And now I'll pass Yavimaya. I'll take Spiked Corridor, Torture Pit. That's a possibility as well. Oh, Scrapwork Mutt's not a 0. Okay. Well, decent pack 1. There was a couple cards I was hoping to come back that didn't. So Thopter Foundry, Basalt Monolith, or Upheaval. All of those would have been nice. But let's see how pack 2 goes. When it rains, it pours. All right, I am taking a Soul Ring, passing Sandy a Demonic Tutor. You know what I bet Sandy's drafting? Sandy's drafting Reanimator. Sandy also drafts Reanimator. That's the second deck he drafts the most. And I'm passing him a Demonic Tutor, but I mean, so be it. I'm taking a Soul Ring. This Manifold Key pick, genius. Sad that I'm not going to get a Currency Converter. That's not wheeling. I do like it, but I'm not really complaining because Soul Ring and Mox are great. Let's cut the red and green stuff for now. I'll leave the Steam Vents there because I'd probably play it for Scrapwork Mud if nothing else. And see what else we can get. But I'm excited here. Any Tellurian Academies? Any Mishra's Workshops? Mana Vault would also be a really nice one with Manifold Key if such a thing were possible. Let's see what Sven passes us. Besides the Fable Thoughtseize pick, I also did pass Sven a lot of green. I passed a Pest Infestation followed by a lot of green, so kind of don't love that. All right, what do we got here? This is not an ideal pack. There's a Chrome Host Seed Shark. Palantir actually looks pretty nice. I can accelerate it out, and I've got some big things. All right, I'll take Palantir. Maybe Triplicate comes back, Ghost Vacuum, or Seed Shark, but I think I like Palantir more, and I don't really want any of the Talismans. Let's just take Palantir here, and here I might just take Flooded Strand. I will want to play cards with different colors. It's the best card in the pack. I don't think Ponder without Shuffles is like amazing. It's good, but Torsten is good with Portal, but let's just take Flooded Strand here. Flooded Strand's a great card and a good kind of hate draft card as well, just because it's the best card in the pack. If Chainsaw comes back, I'd be kind of interested. Memory Lapse. I like that. Not a Zerda deck because I didn't get the Basalt. Not a Pyrokinesis deck. Spire Bluff would be intriguing. Actually, Thundering Falls would be better than Spire Bluff, but Memory Lapse is better than both. So, slamming that one. And then here, there's Carnage Interpreter, Snuff Out. So, passing Sandy some decent black, like Snuff Out. There's a Mishra's Research Desk and a Sensei's Top. I think I'll take the top. Top can be good. I've got a Shuffle effect. It's nice with a Manifold Key. You have the combo of tap the top to draw a card. In response, untap it, tap it again. You draw, put it on top, and then draw again because it's not a cost to put it on top. It's just an effect. And if Mitch's Research Desk comes back, that's fine, but I'm happy enough just taking Sensei's Top. Now I think I'll just take Trinket Mage. I do like Volcanic, but I don't even have a single red card. I do have Spiked Corridor, which I wouldn't mind playing, but Trinket Mage can get Soul Ring or Sapphire or Top or Manifold Key. That's actually pretty great. So let's just go ahead and take that. And then here, I think I'm just going to take Valgavoth. I think there's a chance Sandy is Reanimator. I could portal it into play, but it's not actually that good at that point. I guess it's okay. It's a 3/3 flying lifelink with Ward, and then it still has you get to play their cards that go to the graveyard. That's all right. I could Show and Tell us into play. All right, yeah, definitely taking Valgavoth. Partially hate draft, partially I'd use it. Dig through time, whatever. Don't mind missing out on that. Here, I don't think I'm going to play Talisman. I don't even look like a Great Furnace deck. It's not like I have Tellurian Academy. So I'm kind of thinking of just hating Kolagon's command. Though maybe Great Furnace is decent. I can get it with Trinket Mage. If I get Tinker, it'd be really nice to have. All right, I'll take the Great Furnace. I think that's fine. Seems like it's got some utility here. And then, so Triplicate Titan didn't come back, but Spellseeker did? I guess I'll take Spellseeker. If Sandy's Blue-Black Reanimator, it's kind of a good hate draft. I also think there's a decent chance I would just play it if I got something good to get with it. I am passing a Chandra, but I don't feel like I'm going to miss Chandra that much. And I would rather not have double red cards in my deck, even though I guess I do have some red lands already. Okay, here I'll take a Talisman. A red-blue Talisman is also better. Noise Marine doesn't seem like a big priority, and passing an Embereth Shieldbreaker is fine. Ooh, the Chainsaw did come back. I don't think I need a third Talisman. I don't think I need a Fountain Port. I'll take Chainsaw. It's a pretty good little removal spell. Clockwork Percussionist. I mean, at this point, I already cannot Companion Zerda. I guess if I got a Grim Monolith, I would play it. All right, let's just take Zerda for the outside chance of picking up Grim Monolith. I think that's reasonable. And then here, I guess I'll hate the figure. I don't even know. I don't think Sandy's playing white. Maybe he is and just was wheeling all the white cards in pack one or something. I'm not sure. But I think figure is a little less replaceable than Hero of Bladehold. And I don't think I've ever seen Sandy put a Ramanov Excavator in his deck, so I guess I don't really see a reason to take it. And then here, I guess I'll just hate the Sanguine Evangelist for kind of the same reason. All right, going into pack 3. I guess the Sven's not playing white either. Could use Tinker, could use, obviously, I can't really complain about power. Tinker, Academy, Workshop, all would be pretty nice. Let's see, what do we got though? Oh, we've got Fourth Eorlingus and Chaos Defiler. Well, I do have the setup for Fourth Eorlingus, so I will take it. I've got Steam Vents and Flooded Strand, and White Talisman too. So yeah, this seems pretty good. So let's just take Fourth Eorlingus over Chaos Defiler, and we've got another powerful card here. Okay, now there's the Grim Monolith, and a Fractured, and a Retrofitter, and a Time Spider, and a Bombardiers. I just have to take Bombardiers. Bombardiers is really good. I've even got like Scrapwork Mud and Chainsaw. These are good cards to toss. All right. And then if Grim Monolith came back, I'd be pretty happy, but I guess I don't really expect it to. It's a pretty strong pack there. All right, this pack, well, it's got an Ocelot Pride and Othari, Emberwild Captain. I might just take Force of Negation, though. There's also a Meticulous Archive and a Hallowed Fountain, but I guess I'd hope one of those wheels. Don't think I'd take Vaultborn. I guess I don't have... No, I have a decent amount of blue cards. Part of it is I don't know how good Emberwild Captain and Othari are. Like, Fourth Eorlingus is a card I want to splash. I don't really want to make my mana a ton worse. All right, well, again, Draftmancer is great. It crashes. I just reopen the link, and it's all good. I'll figure it out in a second. I'll sort in a second. I don't think I can Gristlebrand. I do think Sicarian Infiltrator looks kind of nice. It's good with Bombardiers. It's good with this Mana Acceleration. Still have a chance to get Mishra's Workshop over here. That would still be really strong. Let's put these. Let's try to sort these things. It's a disaster. It's a mess. Ugh, this pack's annoying because I don't really want Mystical Tutor, and I don't really want... I mean, that's the best... Or Dark Ritual is also a really good card. I guess I could take Chain Lightning, or I could take Spell Pierce. I kind of feel like Spell Pierce might be better, given I just took Force of Negation, and I have Bombardiers, and I have Chainsaw. Yeah, so I think I will take Spell Pierce there, but not an ideal pack for me, I suppose. And we're almost back. By the time I'm done sorting, the draft will be over, but all right, well, looks like we got, I think, a pretty decent brew coming here. We're at 16. I mean, we got plenty of playables. I guess at this point, I'm probably playing the Spike Cord or Torture Pit if I've got, given the fixing I have available. Oh, I could actually Smuggler's Copter here. I've got kind of a lot of creatures. Yeah, I like that. Smuggler's Copter is pretty good. There's also Screaming Nemesis, Luris. There's Iteration. Iteration is also pretty strong. Is there any chance I would want that? I guess the Spellseeker is not looking great here. Maybe that was the reason to take Chain Lightning, I suppose. Do I want Iteration or do I want Smuggler's Copter? I actually want Iteration is what I want. Now there's a Lelia. There's also a Pentad Prism, but it kind of feels like, oh, it could be Lelia. I could also just take Flood Farm Verge, though. This taps for white. I would rather tap it for blue and then tap it for white if I have an island as opposed to this. Is there any chance I want Saheeli? I don't have enough cheap cards, I don't think, for Saheeli. Pentad Prism is solid, but I have a couple things. I'll just take Lelia. That seems reasonable. And then now there's a Braid, Fire Ice, Mightstone, and Weakstone. I really didn't get there on Mightstone and Weakstone. I kind of feel like I just ended up in blue-red. I'll just take Fire Ice, I think. And yeah, I'll take the Colonnade that came back because Grim Monolith did not. I think the Show and Tell Portal Valgavoth thing might still be good, but honestly, picking up Fourth Year Lingus, Lelia, Bombardiers, maybe I just don't play the really expensive cards. That's funny. Yeah, it actually feels like I could just have a good deck. Oh, wait, Monolith, that was the wrong pack. Monolith and Retrofitter came back? No, I'm taking Monolith. All right, we're back. We'll figure out, I'll figure out what it's supposed to look like, but Monolith looks great in this deck. And maybe I even just play Zerda at this point. Zerda doesn't do a whole lot else. Let's see how many. I do have to cut a bunch of cards. I guess I'll figure it out. But we've got plenty of power to work with. All right. And another white land. There's also Jolly Balloon Man. I mean, copying any of these is pretty good, but I'm already cutting cards. Let's just take that. And Gristlebrand. Good with both Show and Tell and Nexus. Or do I just take Soul Guide? I probably just take Soul Guide. There's also Burst Lightning, but I don't really want Burst Lightning that much. Sure. Okay, maybe Sandy's not playing Reanimator. That's pretty late pick. Recurring Nightmare and Bazaar of Baghdad. Okay, yeah, I guess I have no idea then. Let's go to deck building. Okay, so got a lot to figure out here. First of all, the only downside to buying these like Fallout and Warhammer decks is like now I just get like these weird versions of some of these cards. So we're at 34 cards right now. That means I've got if I had 6 lands, I'll have 11 lands, 12, kind of 13 lands, which means I need to cut like 4 cards or so. Because I think playing 15 lands with Mox Sapphire Soaring is basically playing 17. So what do we got going on here? On the one hand, we've got Valgavoth, Portal, Nexus, Show and Tell. And I thought, did I get one more thing? We have Zerda. I had the Gristlebrand as well, or I could have taken Gristlebrand, but I did not. But I think the Grim Monolith also makes Nexus certainly better. Maybe they came from the pipes. I could cut the Zerda. Does Zerda do anything else for me? It makes it 1 tap to draw a card with this. Doesn't really do anything else. Makes it cheaper to do that. I think I can probably cut that. I still have I think a decent red-blue deck with Fire Ice, Memory Lapse, Mana Leak, Chainsaw, Spell Pierce, Iteration, Bombardiers, Force Negation, Lelia. All that stuff works pretty nicely. Palantir gets a lot worse if I don't have the big things. Maybe I take Soul Guide Lantern out. I mean, I guess that'll depend on what my teammates are on. Domain. Domain. I suppose if no one on my team is playing Reanimator, then I should probably put the Soul Guide in my deck. I think the Manifold Key is going to be good with Grim Monolith and Soul Ring and Relic of Sauron. I could probably cut a Talisman, or I could actually cut a Scrapwork Mutt. I don't think it's doing too much for me. It's not like I need to discard for any particular reason. And then I just have to cut one more. I could cut a Talisman. In terms of white sources, I've got Colonnade, Flooded Strand, Hallowed Fountain. I mean, this is I have pretty good fixing given that I don't have that many colored spells in my deck. I think the chainsaw is kind of nice here. It's really good with bombardiers. Decent card to start with. So if I play 1 plains, I don't even know if I need a plains, honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4 white sources plus talisman is 5. Yeah, and then 3, 4 islands is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus the 2 talismans. And then that would leave 5 mountains. But let's say it start with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 red. Yeah, I guess I could do 1 more mountain, because I have a lot of red cards as well. And I want to cut this soul guide, but I probably shouldn't. Maybe and I don't think I can really cut. I mean, I guess I could cut Talisman of Creativity, because I also have Relic of Sauron for red and blue. All right, maybe I do that. It's not like I don't have that big of an artifact theme. I mean, they're good with bombardiers. Like, I have Manifold Key plus some artifacts to untap, but I don't think I'm going that deep on it. And I think Show and Telling in a Valgavoth seems reasonable. Show and Tell is obviously the sketchiest card in my decks. Show and Tell is just a naturally sketchy card. Let's see. Right now I'm at 17. Yeah, I mean, I have 20 mana sources, so I guess maybe I just cut the Talisman of Creativity and call it a day. All right. I think so. One thing I will say, it would be pretty easy to slot in some cards instead of this package. The reason I want to play it, even though, I historically don't like Show and Tell and I'm risking dead cards or whatever, is I've got some decent card selection between Relic of Sauron, Sensei's Top, Palantir. Palantir also gets a lot better with this. And if I were to cut those 4 cards, it would make like Grim Monolith and Relic worse, because I wouldn't have as much to accelerate to. And I would be putting in They Came from the Pipes, a Talisman, maybe a Scrapwork Mud. Like, these aren't fantastic cards or anything. So I think this is reasonable. Manamorphose would also be a reasonable card to play, but I don't see anything I want to cut for it. I mean, if I had taken Gristlebrand, it would have made that combo package better, but I still don't really think that was the play either. All right, let's do it. Oh, also I'm playing Great Furnace for multiple reasons. I can get it with Trinket Mage, and I can throw it with Bombardiers. I think that is plenty. I guess I could technically get double red off Manifold Key, but I don't think that's a big deal. Oh, it's also actually a pretty good card to put into play with Nexus as a 3/3 Golem Great Furnace. So let's see what we got, huh? All right, time for round 1. Playing against sandydog, and kind of want to just mulligan this. This hand is just way too loose. All right, I'll keep this, and I'm actually going to put back Plains. I'll keep Valgavoth. If I draw Show and Tell, I would like to be able to do that. And I think my 5th mana source is probably not what I need to keep there. Raugrin Triumph. Okay. Is this blue-red Sandy? Guess I'll play my Soul Guide that has no targets. And probably I could go Talisman, Crack, Soul Guide next turn, or I could leave a Domain? Red green? What is going on? Sandy's like never drafts these decks. All right. I think I'll just pass and leave up Memory Lapse for Sandy's 3. If I can. Malcolm, Alluring Scoundrel. Yeah, I will Memory Lapse that. I don't really like it, but it feels like if Sandy goes Malcolm and then just hits me and then leaves mana up, that's pretty annoying. All right. Chainsaw. I guess it would have been good to let Malcolm hit the board. It's okay. I'll get to Chainsaw Malcolm in another turn here. Oh, he's going to Malcolm in response, which is not a bad play, but it's going to work out so well for me. Oh, man. What a beat. Yep. Vroom, vroom. There we go. And, all right. Now I just need to draw something big. Nexus, Show and Tell, all of the above. What's Sandy got here? If it's like an Embroiled Captain, I'm not going to be too happy. Asika's Chariot, okay. Chariot, not ideal for me, but I've got some outs. Let's draw a card, I think, first. I wish I hadn't, because then I could have Palantired that. All right, well, let's pass. Mountain, Soul Ring. I don't really want either of these. I would rather draw something like a Show and Tell or a Nexus. Force of Negation, sure. Well, Show and Tell would be really good. Nexus would be solid, though I couldn't play it this turn. Wouldn't mind. Sicarian Infiltrator would be really strong. Infiltrator is actually pretty nice with Chainsaw, because you play like a couple idiots, you chump, like for example, next turn if I drew it, I'd get to chump Asika's Chariot, Chainsaw gets a counter, and then it gives you other tokens to equip the Chainsaw too. Like, that all seems pretty good. All right. Mana Leak is my draw. All right, I guess I'll pass the turn. All right, I guess I don't need to literally auto yield, but sure. Bottom. Mills 2 lands? Well, I mean, I didn't want to draw the lands, but Sandy's not going to have to give me any cards here, given I've dealt 3 damage over 2 turns here. While my hand costs 20 mana. Let's see how this goes, huh? I go to 10 here, so I'm not technically dead next turn, but I'm pretty close to it. Because next turn, he's got 8 power on the board without adding any creatures, and if he plays a creature that can crew Chariot, then that's more than lethal, though I will get to counter something this turn. Putting Portal into play also is just not going to do it. Hopefully this is something I can Mana Leak. Oh, well, or an Exploration, sure. Wow, good on Sandy. Breaking new ground here. Yeah, all right. I guess I'll pass the turn. I probably can't even Mana Leak most of the things he might play. Bottom, top. I mean, Nexus would have been a good card to cast, of course, but I might as well nug Sandy here. Yeah, he took 6. Milled Nexus and 2 more lands. All right. Well, Valgavoth and Portal really didn't work out well this game, did it? I drew both of my targets and neither Nexus nor Show and Tell. And Sandy's going to have to basically do nothing to win this game. Oh, I guess I get to Mana Leak this, though. Memory Jar? I don't really understand what that's doing here, but sure. I don't have a Surveil land, so I don't really think I need to crack Flooded Strand for anything. All right, I'm going to 2 here. So if I draw Show and Tell and I put in Valgavoth, that does technically stop Sandy's squad. So that's something. All right, well, cool. All right then. I guess I could have seen if he would have portaled, but that wouldn't do a whole lot. Sideboarding against green, they came from the pipe, seems good. The Soul Guide can go. I still like the whole Show and Tell thing. I think going big is going to be good here. All right, on the play. Okay. Manifold Key not looking great yet, but if I can draw a 3rd land and I get to play Trinket Mage, I can get Soul Ring, and then it can maybe power out Sicarian Infiltrator. Though, if I do have to pitch to Force of Negation, and Sandy looks like he's doing some big stuff. I think Force is good to keep in. Counters Chariot, first of all. Memory Jar. He's got Exploration in his deck, so maybe a draw 7. I guess I lead Mountain Manifold Key. I might have to pay 2 life on turn 2 for Hallowed Fountain to Chainsaw, but if that's the case, I'm okay with that. Okay, let's go Mountain Manifold Key. You know what would be a busted draw? Mock Sapphire. If I drew a Mock Sapphire on turn 2, we'd be in it. As is, could still use a 3rd land. And, I mean, that's like the most thing. Or Soul Ring would obviously be incredible too. But with turn 2 Soul Ring, I would play Trinket Mage, get the Sapphire, and yeah, I would have a ton of mana. But if I had to guess, my next 2 draws are going to be Valgavoth followed by Portal to Phyrexia, so I'm looking forward to that. All right, let's see what the dog is up to. Probe. He sees the Force of Negation. I don't really like that. But, you know, what are you going to do? If this is Exploration, I'm not going to force exploration. My cards, trading 2 cards for exploration just does not seem good. Maybe it's going to let Sandy accelerate a ton. I don't know. I think that's fine. Yeah. Cool story, bro. Now he knows about the chainsaw too, which I don't love, but if he's got a creature at some point, he's going to have to play it. Well. I remember when I used to not get punished for everything, but it feels like it's been so long. Is this something I can counter? Well, it is something I can counter. It's not something I'm going to counter, though. And then this is going to be a creature that I cannot counter, most likely. A sentinel or something. Oh, 6. Yeah. Oh, I can't even kill that with a chainsaw either. All right. So much worse that if I'd drawn that last turn, I'd be able to play Trinket Mage this turn. Instead, I'm going to be a turn behind. And the problem is if I pitch Trinket Mage to force, then I don't have a way to get mana for Infiltrator. And if I pitch Infiltrator, I don't really have something to sink my mana into. Sandy milled a Surveil land and a Fanatic that he can flashback. Yeah, that's really good. Let's see if I can draw a Show and Tell. Or, I mean, it still would be fine to draw a land here. Like, that would be pretty good still. Drawing Talisman on turn 3 is better than not drawing a Talisman, I guess, but so much worse than drawing a land. And the fact that I drew it on turn 3 is, of course, a mockery, as one does. Let's see what he's got. Double green here. Okay, this is just going to be the Fanatic coming back. And then playing a Hedge Maze, I guess. That would be my assumption, but maybe Sandy's doing something differently. Oh, yeah, he could either retrace it or eternalize it. I assume he's going to eternalize it, yeah. That makes a lot more sense. And then play Hedge Maze. Though with 6 in play, you might have wanted to play Hedge Maze first because you could mill a good permanent and then retrace it. But they kept it on top. I don't like that. Waterlogged Grove, all right. Draw. Okay, that's actually pretty good. So let's go Grim Monolith. Hold on. So I've got a couple options here. I can cast Trinket Mage, get Soul Ring, play Soul Ring, and then have Manifold Key. I could also just untap and cast a Sicarian Infiltrator. I think that actually sounds better. Because I can go 3, 2, 5, 6. I'll have 1 floating. Infiltrator for 2. I haven't played a land yet. The next turn I'll have 4. It's kind of like 6 mana. Yeah, I guess I like that. It also, it lets me pitch Trinket Mage at this point to the Force of Negation. Because I would be okay doing that now. And I don't need to save up Sicarian Infiltrator to like try to cast it with like 3 or 4 copies because I've got a Portal to Phyrexia, which will do that if I get to that much mana. All right, Mox, Soul Ring? No. All right, pass the turn. All right. This is starting to get a little better. It'll depend. Sandy kept a card on top, and he's going to get to draw off Waterlogged Grove here. But next turn, I'll be able to cast Portal in 2 turns because I'll have 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 mana. Just not next turn because the Grim Monolith won't start untapped. All right, let's see what Red and 6 mills. Mox Emerald, Taiga, Memory Jar. Yep, mill the land and some good ones. Memory Jar I can at least Force of Negation. And do I want to chump the Fanatic of Ronus? I guess that's probably fine. Go to 16. And let's see what Sandy's got. He can trade in lands for Mox Emeralds, though that's not too exciting. He knows about the Force of Negation, so though Force of Negation is kind of nice against Memory Jar because it exiles it so 6 couldn't recast it the next turn. With Exploration in play, I definitely am not going to let a Memory Jar resolve. But if Sandy plays another card I have to counter here, then I will just do it that way. Dig Through Time. Yeah, I'm going to retrace or force it. I don't really think I have too much of a choice here. You know, it'd be a great draw? Nexus. If I do Nexus next turn, I would be pretty happy. I mean, if Sandy's got a counter, just counter back. Next turn, I'll have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So even if I drew a Mox or a Soul Ring, I couldn't play it. Oh, Remanded his own Dig. Honestly, I think that's better. Well, I don't know. I guess I'd be able to untap and cast Force. But it does buy me some time at least. Though I guess he's got a lot of mana. So yeah, no, very reasonable play either way. Kind of annoying that I have a chain, so he's got all 4 toughness creatures. Oh, wow. That was actually a really nice draw. Let's go untap the Monolith. Oh, man. Does he have a kill spell for the Monolith? That would be a beat. I didn't think so, but... All right. This is pretty good. You can manifest Dread twice. Let's see. Manifest any creatures? Nope. And that, and then draw 2 cards. All right, I guess I'll pass the turn here. I do get to double block the 6 now. That's good. And I don't have the ability to cast 5. I'll be 1 short of casting Portal, but I think casting They Came from the Pipes is good. I was hoping to draw maybe a spell to play, but that's not how we do things apparently. Let's see. Yeah, I guess Eternal Witness with 6 is nice too. I guess getting the remaining the Dig makes sense too if 6 keeps hitting, because that fuels Dig really nicely. You know, I didn't think I would get outpowered by Sandy. Like, his deck is just doing bigger things than me. My deck does pretty big things, but my draws have just been incredibly awkward, to say the least. All right, so his last card is Dig. Oh, interesting. He could have retraced Eternal Witness, but I guess... Sure. I guess Dig Through Time is fine. Let's see what hits here. And... He's going to cast a Dig. And we'll see what's next. Mm-hmm. All right, Dig Through Time, leaving a bunch of good things in the graveyard to recast. Makes sense. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, Time Walk with a Witness in the graveyard and a 6, and I was doing nothing next turn. What was my next turn going to play? Yep, nothing. All right, there goes round 1. All right. Time Walk, by the way, explains how Sandy ended up in green. He correctly went into the best Time Walk color, and like 6 and Eternal Witness are all great with it. So fair play to Sandy. Well done. I love the dog. Seeing him draft new decks is cool. And I got worked, but honestly, that had less to do with Sandy. Neither of my draws were functional. You know, I mulliganed to a 2-lander, didn't play a land on 3, drew Valgavoth and Portal, but that's all to say that this hand looks really good. This hand is excellent. I'm playing against Sven, who's on Dark Ritual, Thoughtseize, Reanimator. So I guess I'm glad I have the Soul Guide Lantern. Ooh. And turn 1 Soul Ring Talisman is just such a good start. And then I can pitch the Trinket Mage with ease here to this Force of Negation. I thought he was going to Thoughtseize me. I would have forced it too, because I really want that Soul Ring to be alive. Deep Cavern Bat's fine. What's he going to do? Take Sicarian Infiltrator, Trinket Mage, Force. I guess takes Chainsaw is what he takes. But then I just play Infiltrator for 2 on my turn. Could also Trinket Mage first, but I kind of feel like Infiltrator for 2 is gonna be a little better. This is a nice black beatdown start. Evolved Sleeper into Deep Cavern Bat is pretty good. All right, let's draw. Guess I'll just pass an Infiltrator for 2 here. If I had drawn a blue card, I think I might have done this another way and just played Trinket Mage first. Or if I had drawn a blue land. Mountain was a terrible draw. Because if I had drawn a blue land, I could have gone Trinket Mage for Sapphire and then have Sapphire Island Mountain untapped for Force of Negation. But because I might need to pitch the Trinket Mage, I just don't think... I would just be really worried if I went Trinket Mage and then Sven went like Thoughtseize or something, or made a Reanimator play that I needed to counter. And drawing 2 off Infiltrator seems like it's going to be good. Talon Gates, sure. So, Dark Confidant, also sure. A little weird ordering, because if the Sleeper attacked first, I couldn't even double block it. Oh, you know, the Infiltrator doesn't have flying, but common mistake. I frequently used to think it has flying. I'm a little less bad about that now because I played it enough times, but it does look like it has flying. Oh, Pump Evolve Sleeper. It's like, what is going on here? All right, let's draw 2. Okay, whew, that's some action. Let's go Trinket Mage. I don't want to cast 4th Eorlingus this turn, but I do want to do is Trinket Mage, get Sapphire. Sapphire, Iteration. And then I can put Lelia in hand and play Island. And pass the turn. And now I'm setting up for like a really nice 4th Eorlingus here. It's going to get to draw an extra card off Dark Confidant, but I'm okay with that. I can live with that. And I have Memory Lapse up. I could, or Force of Negation, not both though. I could have not cast Iteration and had up Lapse plus pitch Iteration to Force, but I felt like it was a bad use of mana. It's not like I need to have both these counters up. What are you doing in response to Dark Confidant here? Nothing, I guess. Hit Silent Hall Creeper. That's the blue enchantment creature from Duskmourn here. Would I Memory Lapse a Silent Hall Creeper? Maybe. Bat coming in. Because they can cast Hall Creeper by using Talon Gates for blue. Because remember, it's a grotto as well. And that also means the Evolved Sleeper wouldn't get pumped. All right. Yeah, this looks like a Hall Creeper. I think I am going to Memory Lapse it. It seems like a pretty good use of the card. Because then I can also... I could play a 4th Eorlingus. Let's see. If I play 4th Eorlingus for 6, I send in the 6 tokens plus the Trinket Mage. Sven blocks with Bob and takes 10 damage down to 9. I become the Monarch. And then he's drawing a Silent Hall Creeper. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. And then I have Lelia as a follow-up here. I don't think I'm going to attack with my Sicarian Infiltrators, though. They just get eaten by Evolved Sleeper. So I think I'm going to send everything minus these 2. And this way, if Bob doesn't block, yeah. I think this is probably the most likely way that Sven tries to survive. Takes 10 here. Oh, no, 11 because of Trample. Oh, and I drew a blue card. Boom. So now I have Force of Negation up if I need it. It's going to get to take the Monarch back, but that's not going to be enough here. It goes up to 9. And then I've got 12 power worth of attackers, plus a Lelia, plus a Fire Ice. Yeah, I think we got there. Okay. They came from the pipes. Is that good? Chainsaw seems great. Spell Pierce I think is still probably fine. Obviously going to keep Soul Guide Lantern. Yeah, I kind of like what we got here. I think this looks okay. All right, time for game 2. Well, I've got the Show and Tell. I don't have a blue source. I think I'll keep this. Show and Tell Portal seems pretty good. Obviously, it's a little dangerous playing against a Reanimator deck when you're casting Show and Tell, but it didn't seem like... I mean, there's Gristlebrand. Other than that, the Portal does go over the top of things. Okay, Force Negation was pretty good draw for not being an island. A Mox Sapphire would be extremely good here. I'll tell you that. I'd get to have up Lapse here on 2. If I'm getting Thoughtseized, I'm afraid I'm going to have to force it. Oh, Dark Ritual. Okay. I could force it, but I don't even care that much about that. A 1/2 Barrogoyf is not a big deal. If I draw blue, it's really good. Okay, well, it's not a blue, but Soul Ring's obviously not a card I'm going to complain about. Would have been better as a Sapphire. Let's just pass the turn. Barrow-goyf gets to hit for 1 and mill 1, and he grows, you know, and over time, obviously. Kind of doubles in stats every time, the first couple times it hits in some ways, right? We'll see what gets milled here, I guess. An Otawara. So now it's 2-3. Now it hits for 2 and mills for 2. Oh, but no land. Okay. So we've drawn blue card, Soul Ring so far. Not ideal. Sven did hit the 3rd land there, and then the Barrow-goyf hits for 2. Let's see, mill Dark Confidant in him, and then gets to put Dark Confidant in hand. Yeah, that's pretty good. If I draw blue here, I'm pretty happy. If I don't, I'm probably going to lose. Or if I mean, I could also draw like a chainsaw or like, you know, a red card or whatever. Could also draw a white source, but I think almost all my white sources are also blue sources, so don't think that would change a whole lot. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. Sensei's top. At least I'll get to see what my next 3 are. Any blue sources? Yes, indeed. All right. Manifold Key, Mox, Hallowed Fountain. Draw. Sven seems to have something, but I don't even know if that's actually true. I think it's just not F6ing or whatever, but we'll see. I'm going to cast Show and Tell this turn, and I'm going to hope that Sven puts in a creature that doesn't thwart my plans in some way, because I'm going to put in Portal, assuming this all goes through. All right, Hallowed Fountain, pay 2 life. Let's go Show and Tell. I don't play Show and Tell often. Show and Tell, if you do bad this draft, so far, round 1, I paid the price by having cards in my deck that didn't work without the Show and Tell or Nexus. Let's see if this works out. You could put in Gristlebrand and draw a bunch of cards. Emperor of Bones. Oh, perfection. Portal. Slurp all that up. And then how's blue-black going to kill Portal? It's not going to be easy. And then I even have a Force of Negation ready to go here. All right, Show and Tell. You're clawing your way back in. And, you know, round 1, it wasn't that Show and Tell was bad. It's that I didn't draw it, and it was bad because I drew Portal and Valgavoth. Well, there we go. There we go. Show and Tell. You've notched up a win. All right. Time for round 3. Well, I've got the Show and Tell. Let's go ahead and keep this hand. I'm playing as Falconi, who's on artifacts. Falconi took my Basalt Monoliths on like blue-black artifacts, which looks like a pretty cool deck. I'm probably just going to run out Valgavoth with Show and Tell, but I don't know. Let's see. Psychic Frogerto. Okay, well, that leads me towards wanting to use Show and Tell for Portal or Phyrexia instead. I'm going to ice the frog here and really hope Falcon plays another creature, because then I will feel pretty good about Show and Tell Portal. Okay, that's not a creature. That is a creature. All right, we're slamming. We're slamming. And you know what? We'll see what Falconi puts in, huh? Show and Tell. Let's go. And probably asking teammates, okay, what did LSV put in? And then, yeah, didn't put in a creature because the portal was coming. Yeah, that worked pretty well. I get to kill frog and creature, and then next turn I just get to put a frog into play. Does Valgavoth? Oh, I get to, assuming this all goes according to plan, I can portal the frog into play, and then at the end of Falcon's turn, I'll just discard it, the Valgavoth, to give the frog +1/+1. Assuming the portal's still there, I'll get to put a Valgavoth into play off portal. Okay, I'm in for that. Saga and Retrofitter are dangerous, but without like an academy, then they're a little less bad. All right, Mountain is good. Let's go Trinket Mage. Get Soul Ring. Soul Ring. Top. And activate. Okay, let's see what's coming up. A 4th Eorlingus, yeah, I'm in for that. Let's go and then pass the turn. And Falconi is going to make a token here and then charge the Jeweled Amulet. All right. Charging it with green now. Charging it with blue, yes. Saga procs. Making another token. I would actually be happier if I saw Falconi making a construct here because I can beat constructs pretty easily. So I'm not saying it's a bad play. Obviously, it's a fine play for Falconi to put a 5/5/6/6 into play, maybe even bigger if Retrofitter starts pumping. But I feel like I'm in a position where I'm going to beat that pretty easily because we are getting Valgavoth back next turn, assuming nothing changes here, which doesn't look like the portal's getting blown up or bounced or anything. And let's see, what's the other cheap artifact Falcon has? I've got the Mox and the Soul Ring. Sure, when one of the opponents has a Mox and a Mox Diamond. So Falcon's got a Mox too. Look at that. Into what? Into Narset? Oh, that doesn't really bother me either. Narset hits. And boom. Choosing between stuff. Okay. Probably the case. Otherwise, Falconi would have just snapped off if there was like one obvious choice, or if there's nothing, you just bin it. So it's probably like 2 different pretty good cards. Time Spiral. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Though I'm going to get to kill Narset with this frog. So I'm not too worried about that. Construct. If Construct attacks between the top and this, I could technically eat it. Falconi might not even want to attack with the Construct. All right, I'm going to discard Valgavoth Terror Eater. I didn't really anticipate animating Valgavoth this way, but I will take it. Portal. No, I don't want that. I would prefer a Valgavoth. And I could cast 4th Eorlingus X equals 5. I mean, that's pretty good. And I attack with 6 tokens, or 5 tokens plus Trinket Mage. Block, take 8. That doesn't seem to be as good as just casting a big Sicarian Infiltrator here, I don't think. So I'm going to cast this 1, 2, 3, 4. So squad twice. Though actually, if Falconi is going to cast a Time Spiral next turn, I should just cast 4th Eorlingus. That's going to be better. I am going to, let's see. I am going to want to give the frog flying and +1/+1, so I guess I'll discard Sicarian Infiltrator here. And because I just want to send the frog, and I'm going to leave 4th in my deck for Time Spiral purposes. I don't think portal animating Sicarian Infiltrator is going to be necessary. And this is going to attack Narset. And I think all of these attack Falconi. So I'm sacking 2 of these to get 8 damage through and get the Monarch. All right. I suppose I'm in for that. Probably just blocks those tokens instead of the Trinket Mage. Kill Narset. Take a bunch of damage. I even draw an Expressive Iteration here, I guess. And then a land. I think end of turn, I guess, is what I'm going to draw. Oh, I could have played the Narset. I have Valgavoth out. I've never had a Valgavoth in play. All right, well, I guess that would have been better because then he wouldn't have been able to Time Spiral. But I think I'm in pretty good shape. But yeah, I didn't even really think about that part. Wow, I had a much better play available. Well, I mean, also Falconi is might gonna have to Time Spiral using the Jeweled Amulet and the Mox, not even having that much mana afterwards. I could even draw a Force of Negation off the Time Spiral. Like I said, we're doing pretty good, but it would have been a little better if I was able to kill the Narset. 6. This will be Spiral. I saw the Narset pop up at the last moment. I'm like, what is going on? Oh, Mystic Confluence, those? Oh, okay. So it has to sack 3 non-land permanents, so it's going to make these construct tokens quite small. So maybe could sack a construct, could sack both constructs and jeweled amulet, could sack all the 3 non-constructs, but you kind of want to keep a construct to take the monarch, I think. Okay. And I unfortunately don't have the ability to, oh, these all got exiled too. Discard the Valgavoth, but I'm not too worried about that. I go to 16. Falconi becomes the monarch, draws end of turn. I mean, I can attack for 12 right here with Celestial Colonnade, so. All right, show and tell. Just putting up numbers. All right, what can I say, right? Do I want to put... I don't think I want to put the game from the pipes in. Spellseeker. Spellseeker does get 4th Earlingus, but I still think it's pretty slow. It doesn't get Fire Ice, actually. Chainsaw looks just okay. Could definitely cut that one. Maybe I'll cut Chainsaw for just another card draw spell. All right, let's do it. Okay, I'm on the draw. Well, I'll definitely keep this hand. I've got turn 1 Force of Negation. You know what? I'm going to force the Mox here. I feel like if Falconi plays a Psychic Frog, it's just unbelievably bad for me there. Oh, I do have a Soul Ring too. Wow, that was a sick draw. Rewarded for my play. And I wasn't going to have Mana Leak up for like a few turns, so this seems a lot better. All right, and then upkeep, I'll go ahead and top. And feel like my Force Negation play was really good. Not that Psychic Frog isn't still a problem. It is, but it at least gave me a better shot than I would have had otherwise. Let's see what we can dig up here. There's the show and tell. You know, I'm actually just going to put it into my hand. And then I'm going to spin this top, see if I find anything else. Oh, Palantir. All right. So the way I'm going to do this is actually a little funny. I think what I'm going to do is Palantir, and then I know my next card is Island after these two, so I'm going to put top on top, then put Island on top. Falconi is going to mill the Island, I assume. And then I'm going to draw the top on my next turn, and then I'm going to have new cards to look at. I'm getting hit with Psychic Frog, but I've had some pretty good couple turns, so I don't feel too bad about this spot. Oh, are we going to pitch a card? Sure. It's a good play. Not many people would make that. Like, if you've got, let's say Falcon has 2 or 3 more lands in hand, I might as well just pitch a Swamp at this outset and do more damage. A lot of people tend not to pump Psychic Frog until it like gets into combat or targeted by burn, but it makes total sense to increase the damage output a little bit if you're not going to play the Swamp for a couple turns, your Psychic Frog is getting some hits in. It's just no big deal. It would have been nice to get to play Colonnade last turn, but Palantir really digs through my deck, which I think is a lot better. Okay, let's see what comes next. Turn 1 Psychic Frog. That would have been a really, really scary one. Turn 2 is still probably going to beat me. I mean, we'll see. My deck's not the best against Psychic Frog. I just like, let's see. What do I have? I don't think I have anything that kills it besides the portal. Like Chainsaw, Fire Ice, Bombardiers aren't really that good against it. I guess I can try to block it a bunch. But we'll see what Falcon did here. Smuggler's Copter into Haywire Might. Sure. All right, let's draw a Sensei's top. Let's play top and spin. Top Palantir is also kind of a nice little combo. Portal? Any portals? No. I guess I'm just going to put these 3 back and play Colonnade and pass the turn. I'm afraid my Palantir might not have long for this world here. Bottom. It's going to mill the Memory Lapse. That's fine. Memory Lapse and Relic. All right, 6 damage. It's not too shabby. And I'm going to get hit for maybe 5 here, maybe 6 if this... I don't think the Frog is that likely to get pumped now that Smuggler's Copter's in the mix. And Falconite doesn't hit green. It would be kind of nice. All right, I go to 11. Yeah. And draw another card, up to 4 cards in hand. let's look for that Portal to Phyrexia, or Valgavoth would be decent too. What else am I looking for? I don't have red mana yet, which is kind of annoying. Retrofitter, okay. Oh, Retrofitter does mean I can't actually kill everything with Portal here. Well, I did hit the Portal, so I'm going to run it. But what Falcon can do here is go make a token off Retrofitter, animate the Smuggler's Copter, sack the token, the Haywire Might, and the Smuggler's Copter. I still think that's good to do, because then I can get Haywire Might back with Portal at the very least, plus whatever I mill off Palantir. But it is, yeah, this is a good play. Falcon knows what he's doing. I like Falcon. He's a good dude. Oh, he didn't, oh, he's going to animate now. Yeah, he doesn't need to do this yet. Okay, I was confused there. Yep. I did in fact see it. Didn't put anything into play except a land. Sack those permanents. If I had like a bounce spell or something, that would be nice, but I think I'm just going to pass now. My top two cards are lands, so I'd rather not Sensei's top until after the Portal happens. I guess one thing I could do by spinning top, let's see, because I have Mana Leak now. It's just too good to be able to top into Mana Leak. If I saw exactly Valgavoth, I could try to like, well, the thing is, if Valgavoth's going to get milled anyway, because I'm going to put these both on the bottom. And then Falcon probably still mills, but maybe not with a Portal in play. Could just give me the card. I would be fine with that too. And then next turn I'll get a Haywire Might. Yeah, it gives me a Trinket Mage. Okay. Knight's Whisper. Yeah, I'm not mana leaking that, so I don't think I need to spin top. If Falcon I play, because you can just pay the mana. If Falcon I played something I had to mana leak, that would be a different story. I'll probably then spin the top, but discard Narset. Wow. Discard Karn. All right. Interesting. What's he going to play next? I wish I had green mana. Can I generate green mana for this Haywire Might at any point? No, it does not appear so. Okay, I don't have like a random land or Coalition Relic type deal. All right, spin top. Going for lethal next turn with this frog. Manifold Key Mountain, huh? I don't have enough to animate Colonnade. I guess I just draw the mountain. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. And then get Haywire Might back. So one thing I could do is I could... Oh, he's going to give it flying now. Yeah, I'm not even going to get the Haywire Might. One thing I could do is I could Trinket Mage and get Soul Guide. And Soul Guide Falconize Graveyard, so you can't give the frog flying. But then next turn you can discard 3 and just give it flying. So I think I'm just going to pass here. Animate Colonnade. I'm going to get to mill these 2 blanks again. Yeah, the token doesn't matter too much. Bottom, and then I'm sure just draw a card. At this point, there's no way Falconize milling for 4 when I have Valgavoth in my deck. I wouldn't expect. It's possible, but it would be weird to mill to not mill last turn and then mill this turn. I think with the Portal out, it would be nice. Why is now the Portal blanked out? That's so weird. Yeah, this is pretty bad, but I don't think I really have much of a choice here. If Falconi has a way to kill it, oh, Mystic Confluence. So now I have to spin top and find Force of Negation, which is my graveyard. All right, go into game 3. Yeah, Psychic Frog messed me up. I just hope it doesn't, get played quickly again. I don't know. I don't really have a better answer to it than that. Let's go. All right. On the plate for game 3. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, this is a keeper, but no Mox, no Soul Ring. It's just, whenever you have a Mox, like, and if when you, especially when you have two pieces of acceleration, like a Mox and a Soul Ring or two Moxen, it's just, whenever you open a hand with one of those, it's so good. But that doesn't mean I think you're supposed to just mulligan hands without them. Trinket Mage can also get Soul Ring, though. With this hand, it's actually looking a little bit more like I'm going to want to get Sensei's top. I'm just going to pass. I don't need to play Talisman here. If I get Psychic Frogged, I'll be so mad. Well, Smuggler's Copter, too. I could counter the next play, but Falconi has a bunch of creatures that are worse than Smuggler's Copter, and this lets me just cast Trinket Mage here, though. Seeing that I've drawn all lands, I guess I got to get Sensei's top. Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate, but what am I going to do? Getting a Soul Ring or a Mox there just seems like it's way too risky. There's a Saga into Basalt. Oh, into Nettle Cyst. Okay. Land, top, Grim. Okay, and past the turn, I'm gonna upkeep top. Falcon's probably just making a Saga token and playing a land this turn, most likely. Oh, ooh, Shadow Spear. All right, I don't like it. And let's upkeep top, and the Shadow Spear is so gross because now I can't really chump, and even if I drew something like Fourth Earlingus, I wouldn't be able to really win the race. Okay, Broadside Bombardiers is pretty good. Huh. Yeah, I'm definitely going to want to draw that, so I'll draw Bombardiers. I guess I'll spin the top again, just to see if I can weigh my options. Force of Negation. Yeah, it's not a spectacular draw. Let's play Bomba. And I'm going to want to kill the Urza Saga token. So I'm just going to attack with both. Falcon's going to make a Saga token, I would assume. How is this? Oh, this counts enchantments. I was like, how's this a 4/4? They only have 3 artifacts. Which means that, yeah, I'm going to throw, I think, the Talisman at the construct. I don't think Falcon can do too much in response to that. No. Take 4. And let's play Colonnade, pass the turn. Okay, yeah. Make a token. Get a Mox. Equip the Shadow Spear. Yeah, I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it. This is where, what am I hoping for here? We're pretty far away from Show and Tell Portal. I don't have any of those cards. I guess Expressive Iteration or Lelia or something like that. And then ultimately like Fourth Earlingus could be sort of thing I'm looking for. So the Germ's about to get one smaller because the Saga's going to go away, but it's going to be canceled out by the artifact Falcon gets. So probably just getting, I mean, I would assume it's a Mox, but maybe something else. And then next turn, I mean, I've got a Colonnade, but he's just going to get to equip this Shadow Spear and get a hit in for 6, it looks like. Puts him to 22. I go to 10. The Construct's a 5/5, so I can throw the Trinket Mage at it. Yeah, I mean, if I draw an answer to Nettle Cyst, I think I could be in decent shape. I just don't have that many good answers to it, so. But even like a Fire Ice would be decent. All right, yep, got the Mox, played a land, equipped the Shadow Spear. Yeah, that all sounds like the plan. All right. I need there not to be another play here. So let's draw. I guess I could spin the top. See if there's anything. Force of Negation, Great Furnace Island. So now I've got a colonnade. That's just not going to do that much for me. So I kind of feel like I'm not in a spot where, like, I don't feel like I'm very likely to get to win a race here. So I think what I would just want to do is hit with these two Bombardiers, the Trinket Mage, and then pass, and I have Force of Negation up, and that's it. I mean, I could attack with Colonnade, but I think Force of Negation is going to be better. Obviously, Falconi is probably just going to play a creature. It's going to be really bad for me, but I'm hoping that my fourth card down is something good, because it's land, force. I just haven't really hit a whole lot. No, that I'm definitely going to counter. I guess I didn't really need to tap the top to shuffle, but draw. Force that. And Carnage Interpreter. Well, that didn't work that well to force that, I guess, but all right. Oh, it makes it a 9/9 now because of the clues. All right. I guess I'm dead. I'll play a top. I mean, if I see Fire Ice or Fourth Year Lingus, is that anything? Relic of Sauron. All right. Dang, I was so close too, because Relic would have killed the thing. If this turn was not play Carnage Interpreter, it was just like untap Monolith, I'd have a shot. But all right, well, a Mox and a Soul Ring could not get me a second win. So unfortunate. I think my deck really misfired against Sandy. Had a good match against Falconi. Had a good match against whoever I played round 2, Sven. And yeah, ended up 1-2. So it goes. My team's doing great though, because we went 1-3 round 1. Only Thibault won. We all won round 2. So we're up 5-3. Well, now 5-4. But in really good shape here. If one of my 3 teammates wins, then we tie. If 2 of them win, we win. And you know what? That's where we'll leave it. I'll be back tomorrow with another draft. I appreciate you hanging out with me as always. And you know what? I will see you then. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel and you won't miss a single draft.